This is about, and you may recall the doctor who was a New York Presbyterian. She was an emergency room doctor, and she um, was from Virginia. And she was working her heart out and in the emergency rooms in New York City during the height of the epidemic here, and contracted with the disease, was sent away to recuperate, and it weighed on her and weighed on her, and I'm not sure about how well she recovered, but she committed suicide. With the weight of her experiences and the tragedy that she had encountered. So this is for Lorna Breen, Dr. Lorna Breen, who also is a cellist. And the obituary said that she really loved playing the cello and helping other people, other human beings. If only I could play Fauré's Elegy like Lorna Breen. This poem is for Lorna Breen and the strength of her compassion and the unspoken depths of her wounds. Dr. Lorna Breen, age 49, chief of emergency medicine at New York Presbyterian, who loved playing cello and snowboarding and posted pictures of it on Facebook, who was at the center of it all. The impossible situation come horribly true in the streets and hospitals in New York City. The great pandemic, COVID 2020, 2,000 patients piled up in every bed, behind every hospital door. In New York, ambulances idling, 3 bodies deep in the parking lot, dead on arrival, and nobody else to deal with but those who took an oath to do so. The rest of us in town ordered to avoid all contact with death. This poem is for Lorna Breen at the limits of her endurance when the virus took her, sick with it, and then she recovered just enough to go back to work, and she, quote unquote, tried to do her job, and it killed her, said her dad, also a doctor back in Charlottesville, Virginia. And this poem for every doctor, every nurse, every emergency worker, of course, and in New York City all day and all night at the center of the storm. How to stand at a window at 7 p.m. and offer applause and then return to the silence of our rooms when day after goddamn day they get up out of their grim beds and throw themselves back into the thick of it. And yes, how to ever again say these words, avoid it like the plague. How can I ever say a stupid cliche like that again? But most of all, this poem for Lorna Breen, 49, who loved to play cello and save other people's lives. Lorna Breen, who took her own life after saving many others, who did herself and her family proud, who stood side by side with her colleagues, no place to hide from this terrible witness, offering all the strength in her all too human body, and aid and comfort to the dead and dying until there was just no more to give. For Lorna Breen.